So it is now day 5. So let's do day 5. Advent of Cyber Day 5. Sakma's XXE story. The days in Werewolf flew by, and software's projects were nearly complete. Just in time for Christmas, one evening, after wrapping up work, Software was strolling through town when he came across a young boy looking dejected. Curious, Software asked, "What would you like for Christmas?" And the boy replied with a sigh, "I wish for a teddy bear, but I know that my family can't afford one." This brief conversation sparked an idea in Software's mind. What if there was a platform where everybody in town could share their Christmas wishes, and the mayor's office could help them make them come true? Excited by the potential, Software introduced the idea to Mayor Malware, who embraced it immediately. The mayor encouraged the team to build the platform for the people of Werewolf. Through the developers' dedication and effort, the platform was soon ready and became an instant hit. The townspeople loved it. However, in the rush to meet the holiday deadline, the team had overlooked something crucial. Through thorough security testing, even Mayor Malware had shipped in to help develop the feature in the final hours. Now it's up to you to ensure the application is secure and free of vulnerabilities. Can you guarantee the platform runs safely for the people of Werewolf? Learning objectives. Understand the basic concept as related to XML. Explore XML external entity XXE and its components. Learn how to exploit the vulnerability. Understand the remediation measures. No more logs. Important concepts. Extensible markup language XML. XML is a commonly used method to transport or store data that is structured format that humans and machines can easily understand. Consider the scenario where two computers need to communicate and share data. Both devices need to agree on a common format for exchanging information. This agreement format is known as XML. You can think of XML as a digital filing cabinet. Just as a filing cabinet has folders with labeled documents inside, XML uses tag to label and organize information. These tags are like folders that define the type of data stored. This is what an XML document looks like. A simple piece of text information organized in a structured manner. People, name, address, email, phone. Very nice phone number there. In this case, the tags people, name, address, etc. are like folders in a filing cabinets. But now they store data about glitch. The contents inside the tags like glitch, werewolf, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is not in there, represent the actual data being stored. Like before, the key benefit of XML is that it can be easily shareable and customizable, allowing you to create your own tags. Document type definition, DTD. Now that the two computers have agreed to share data in a common format, what about the structure of the format? Here is when the DTD comes into play. A DTD is a set of rules that defines the structure of an XML document. Just like a database scheme, it acts like a blueprint, telling you what elements, tags, the attributes are allowed in the XML file. Think of it as a guideline that ensures the XML document follows a specific structure. For example, if we want to ensure that an XML document about people will always include name, address, and email, and phone number, we should define those rules through a DTD as shown. Doc type people, element people, name PC data. In the DTD, exclamation mark element defines the elements tags that are allowed, like name, address, email, phone. Whereas number data, PC data, stands for parsed people data, meaning that one consists of just plain text. So people, parentheses, and those are just data. It's not other tags in there. Entities. So far, both computers have agreed on the format, the structure of the data, and the type of the data they will share. Entities in XML are placeholders that allow the insertion of large chunks of data or referencing internal or external files. The system making the XML file easy to manage, especially when the same data is repeated multiple times. Entities can be defined internally with an XML document or external reference data from an outside source. For example, an external entity data reference is data from an external. Sorry for those messed up sentences. For example, an external entity references data from an external source, a file or source. And in the following code, the entity and x semicolon would refer to an external file located at robots.txt, which will be loaded into the XML if allowed by the system. So, doc type people, and then a new tag here, entity x system, and the file. So x, this is like a variable there. And the rest of the stuff is the same except for the address x. So we are, and they call this entities, and we are specifically discussing external entities because it's one of the main reasons that XXE is introduced if it is not properly managed. So including files is always finicky, right? XML external entity XXE. After understanding XML and how entities work, we can now explore the XXE vulnerability. XXE is an attack that takes advantage of how XML parsers handle external entities. When the web application processes an XML file that contains an external entity, the browser attempts to load or execute whatever resource the entity points to. If necessary sanitation is not in place, an attacker may point the entity to any malicious source or code causing the undesired behavior of the web app. For example, if a vulnerable XML parser processes this external entity definition. So I like this one, by the way. It's very nicely taking one step at a time, explaining things. So if it were to do file etc password here, and this is the address here, the entity tshem file refers to a sensitive file, its password on the system. When the XML is processed, the browser will try to load and display the contents of the file, exposes sensitive information to the attacker. In the coming tasks, we will examine how XXE works and how to exploit it. Connecting to the machine. So we have a normal VM. Thanks very much. Let's hope it's quicker than the last one. Click on the green Start Machine button below to start the virtual machine. Let's just do it first. While the virtual machine starts, click on the Start Attack box. Yeah, we already have our VM running. Browse malware's application at machine IP. Soon to be there. 1 to 2 minutes. So practical. Now that you understand the basic concepts related to XML and XXE, we will analyze an application that allows users to view and add products to their cart and perform the checkout activity. You can access the Werewolf application hosted at soon will have an IP. This application allows users to request their Christmas wishes. Flow of the application. As a penetration tester, it's important to first analyze the flow of the application. First, the user will browse through the products and add items of interest to their wish list. Products PHP. Click on the Add to Wish List under Werewolf's Jolly Cap as shown below. Yeah, that top was it, adding all the IPs here. So we have Add to Wish List. And the teddy. After adding products to the wish list, click on Cart to visit Cart PHP to see the products added to the cart. On the cart page, click the Proceed to Checkout button to buy the items as shown below. On the checkout page, the user will be prompted to enter its name and address as shown below. Enter any name of your choice and address. Click Complete Checkout to place a wish. Once you complete the wish, you will be shown the message Wish Successful. Your wish has been saved as Wish 21, as shown below. Wish 21 indicates wishes placed by a user on the web page. If you click Wish 21, you will see a forbidden page because the details are only accessible to admins. But can we try to bypass this and access other people's wishes? This is what we will try to perform in this task. Error. Santa elves are the only ones who can read wishes. And let's go to the page, right? So I'll just need to get the IP. So this is one thing I do at a time here, so that's yesterday's one. Ooh, what do we want? We want werewolves. Jolly, of course we want a teddy, right? That's what the kid wanted. So we added to our wish list. Did that even do anything? Item added to your wish list successfully. And then we click the cart. And we can proceed to checkout. And it's snowing. I'm very glad we're not like, it's not crashing. But we're supposed to, oh yeah, now we're supposed to enter our name. So, I'm sorry, I'm lazy today. Wish successful. Your wish has been saved as Wish 21. So what if I type another name here? And complete checkout again. I'm just curious. It's just not doing anything, or is it? Yeah, it's doing. So let's hop back over to here. Continue. Right, we didn't click the link. Let's open this in a new tab. So it's a TXT. We're trying to access a TXT there. Wish21.txt. I shouldn't have said that about crashing, right? I shouldn't have. And I shouldn't have clicked that again. So we're supposed to get this error at least. This is supposed to happen. Intercepting the request. So, I'll just... before discussing exploiting XXE on the web, let's learn how to intercept the request. First, we need to configure the environment so that, as a pen tester, all web traffic from our browser is routed through burp. I'm just starting burp on the other screen, and that's why I'm clicking there. This allows us to see and manipulate the requests as we browse. We will use burpsuit, a powerful vulnerability scanner, to intercept and modify requests for this exploitation. You can access burpsuit in the attack box. On the desktop of the attack box, you will see burpsuit icon as shown below. Once you click the icon, burpsuit will open an introductory screen. You will see the message, "Welcome to burpsuit." Well, we just click there, and then we get the window that just popped up. Once burp started, you will see a main interface with different tabs. Yeah, we don't need to read all about burp, right? Allow burp browser to run without the sandbox. Okay. Well, let's look at the option then. We have our machine here. So, of course, I don't do bright light mode. So, settings. I'm like, yeah, it's over there. Oh. Sorry. Tools section. Burps browser. No, we're not using Burps browser. Okay. So that's why they wanted us to go here. They wanted us to go here. Okay, we're skipping that. We're using Firefox. So, after allowing the browser to run without a sandbox, we would now be able to start the browser in pre-configured burpsuit proxies. Navigate to let's just go to the site again. Yeah, so let's just open it. So we can open, as always, history, and we just enable burp, and we see if we can get the page to work at all, because it's kind of dead, right? Did I kill it? Or is it working? It's working! Yay! So, yeah, click add to wish list. Well, we have to do this first. Add to wish list. And this is what they want us to do. An Ajax call is made to wishlist PHP with the following XML as output. In the above XML, product ID tag contains the ID of the product, which is 1 in this case. Now, let's review the add to wishlist request logged in burpsuit's HTTP history option under the proxy tab. As discussed above, the request contains XML being forwarded as a post request, as shown below. So, let's hop over here again and tab. No, not that tab. I want to tab in here. Tab to burp. So, here we can see that it sent us as a post request, right? So first we had just the web page. We got the web page, and then we click the product. So we got this, and then the add to wish list. This wishlist PHP accepts the request and parses the request using the following code. So this is what we can't see in the background. libxml disable entity loader false wishlist simple XML load string XML data simple XML element. So libxml no end item added to wishlist successfully. User ID, product ID. So we have product ID 2. Preparing the payload. When the user sends specifically crafted XML data to the application, the line here, libxml disable entity loader false, allows the XML parser to load external entities. This means the XML input can include external file references or requests to remote servers. When the XML is processed by a simple XML load string with the libxml no end option, the web server resolves external entities, allowing attackers to access to sensitive files and allowing them to make unintended requests from the server. What if we update the XML request to include references for external entities? We will use the following XML instead of the above XML. So we're going to replace stuff here. So let's just send this one to repeater here so that we can change it and then send it again. So this is the data here. Let's just look at what the first data we had. This is what we had. So, and we're going to change it to this hosts. It's host. I'm just scrolling up again. We have no doc type or anything. It's just this basic thing here, the wish list, right? So we're adding stuff, making it much more advanced here. So here is payload, entity payload system, and this is why we add this line then. So to be able to add this, we need this first then. I'm just scrolling up to where we were introduced to this to compare to. So doc type people. Here, doc type people, entity ext, and they have these square parentheses here too. Just put this on a separate line like that. What if we update the XML request to include references for external entities? We will use the following XML instead of the above XML. When we send this updated XML payload, the first two lines introduce an external entity called payload. The line entity payload system its host tells the XML parser to replace the payload and payload semicolon reference with the contents of the file its host on the server. When the XML is processed, instead of the normal product ID, the application will try and load and include the contents of the file specified in the entity. So let's copy. So we can just do it, right? So we replace this with this, and we send it, and we get the host file. So it works, but it wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have been these lines here. When we send this updated XML payload, I read that, my god. Exploitation. Now let's perform the exploitation by repeating the request we captured earlier. The burp-suite tool is a feature known as Repeater that allows you to send multiple HTTP requests. We will use this feature to duplicate our HTTP post request to send it to multiple times to exploit the vulnerability. Right-click the white-lipped post, send to Repeater. We did that before. Now, switch to Repeater tab, where you can find a post request that needs to be modified. We will update the XML payload. The new data is shown below and send the modified request. Place the mouse cursor inside the Repeater tab in browser and press Ctrl V. Yeah, they're like telling us exactly. When we clicked send, the server processed the malicious XML payload, which included the external entity referenced to its host. As a result, the wishlist PHP responded with the contents of its host file, leading to an XXE vulnerability. Time for some action. Now that you've identified a vulnerability in the application, it's time to see it in action. XXE software takes us with what? XXE and software, are they not separate people? Has tasked us with finding loopholes, and we successfully uncovered one in the wishlist PHP endpoint. But our work does not end here. Let's take it a step further and assess the potential impact this vulnerability could have on the application. Earlier, we discovered a page accessible only by administrators. This seems like an exciting target. What if we could use the vulnerability we found to access sensitive information, like the wishes placed by the townspeople? Now that our objective is clear, let's leverage the vulnerability we discovered to read the contents of each wishes page and demonstrate the full extent of this flaw to help XXE secure the platform. To get started, let's recall the page that is only, we saw the text file there, right? Only accessible by admins. Wishes, wish1.txt. Using this path, we just need to guess the potential absolute path of the file. Typically, web applications are hosted on HTML. With that in mind, let's build our new payload to read the wishes while leveraging the vulnerability. Now, all web applications use a path, but web servers, not all, but some, right, use this. So, just replace the file name. They've switched the format up a bit, but we don't need to do that. We can just change the file name. So, I don't know why they put the payload in one line. So, paste. Oh, it's breaking the line. Okay. This is what it really looks like. And we can see that this is the same line. That's an 18 there. So it's actually no line break. Though white space shouldn't matter anyway. So, let's send it. Which one? Mayor malware test. very decayed. Is invalid. So I guess we do wish 2 now. So 3. So we know we don't have to do this an infinite number of times, right? So he keeps testing. Oops. I clicked insert by mistake. Oh, instead of... Oh, I know why. Control space and you send it. So we could have went backwards, right? Since we know where it ends. Whatever. We are almost there. I clicked the wrong key again. So we have a flag. Brute forcing my way. Yeah. So this, I'm kind of assuming we're supposed to paste this somewhere. So let's just see. There. And let's continue, because we're only on 15, right? We know that there's 20 before hours. Actually, I didn't actually read the rest of it. Am I like blind or something? Yeah, that was it. Yeah, so the rest is, it's just PS the flag is. Okay. Werewolf's Jolly Cap from Test. Teddy of the Ville. Test. And then 20. Product ID is invalid. So there's no 20. Failed to parse XML. So there's a difference between those. That's our QWERTY. And failed to parse. But 20, we got this. Product ID is invalid. So let's hop back here. Where were we? Surprisingly, we got lucky that our assumption worked. The next thing to do is to see whether we can view more wishes using our discovery. To do this, let's try replacing wish 1 with wish 2. As a result, we were able to view the next wish. You may observe that we just incremented the number by 1. Given this, you may continue checking the other wishes and see all the wishes stored in the application. After iterating through the wishes, we have probed the potential impact of the vulnerability, and anyone who leverages this could read the wishes submitted by the townspeople of Werewolf. Conclusion. It was confirmed that the application was vulnerable, and the developers were not at fault since they only wanted to give the townspeople something before Christmas. However, it became evident that bypassing security testing led to an application that did not securely handle incoming requests. As soon as the vulnerability was discovered, McSkilly promptly coordinated with the developers to implement the necessary mitigations. The following proactive approach helped to address the potential risk against XXE attacks. Disable external entity loading. The primary fix is to disable external entity loading in your XML parser. In PHP, for example, you can prevent XXE by setting libxml disable entity loader true before processing the XML. Validate and sanitize user input. Always validate and sanitize the XML input received from users. This ensures that only expected data is processed, reducing the risk of malicious content being included in the request. For example, remove suspicious keywords like /host, /password, etc. from the request. After discovering the vulnerability, McSkilly immediately remember that the changelog exists within the web application stored at the following endpoint, changelog. After checking, it can be seen that someone pushed the vulnerable code within the application after software's team. So let's look at the file. We can't wait, right? So we got to know about a new file that's supposed to be. It's not called text. This one, right? It's just changelog. So there. Fail to parse XML. Maybe we just go to it. Maybe it's just the URL there, which is when we've been doing this. It's not like logical. It must be in the other one too. So yeah, it was just like this. So Mayor malware backdoors. Commit. Almost done with the wishlist page. Needs to handle XML parsing. Initial commit. Finally done with that page. Initial CSS. And software made. So fix the wishlist PHP. There. The other one doesn't have answer to paste. So with this discovery, McSkilly still couldn't confirm whether the mayor intentionally made the application vulnerable. However, the mayor had already become suspicious, and McSkilly began to formulate theories about his possible involvement. So, if you want to learn more about XXE, check out the XXE room. Yeah, we'll have to do that. This room is much more tempting than the others. There are. Following McSkilly's advice, software recently hardened the server. It used to have many unneeded open ports, but not anymore. Not that this matters in any way. So we're getting a hint. So maybe we should look at this machine a bit more, right? We've just looked at this. We can click this for now. But we have to look at it more, right? So we can't just not look at it when it says that. things like that. That's impossible.